All this action is proudly brought to you by G&H Transport, Silverton Bolt and Nut, Leisure Grass, and Speed and Sound Magazine. It's the 16th of June, it's Youth Day, and we're at Zwartkops. And incredibly, a record-breaking crowd has come to join us here for the 6th round of the Extreme Festival. Nowhere in motorsport in the last 20 years have we seen a crowd that rolled into Zwartkops, and were they going to be entertained? Yes, indeed, not only on the track, but all around as well, with entertainment for the youngsters, the moms, the grannies, and anybody who liked drifting as well. Local radio stations bolstered our coverage around the country, and we kick things off with the Extreme Supercars, proudly brought to you by G&H Transport. An awesome field of cars, mainly BMWs, but a couple of brand new ones coming to do battle, and one still expected by the time we get to East London. The Ferraris were certainly going to have their work cut out for them at the front of the field, as a new Italian arrived on the scene. In the hands of Charles Arangis, the Lamborghinis were here.
We teamed up with a German team called Motorsport a few months back. They run the German factory Lamborghini outfit, and we teamed up with them, brought 2 Lamborghinis to South Africa, and look, it's been exciting. The red one behind me landed literally on Saturday. We offloaded it, and here we are at the racetrack. Qualified very well, without any setup yet. The team has to come through from Germany to come and set the cars up still, but already second on the grid, and having a blast.
An old chassis, but some new machinery under the bonnet for Gianni Giannacaro.
Well, we've taken out the M3 CSL motor now, and my team is stuck in a brand new N55 with a Borg-Warner turbo, making a little bit more power than what we're used to. But it's something to get used to. The car's running well, and big up to my team, Johan, Adam, Cole, and Team G&H for doing such a great job on the car.
Final adjustments are all sorted out now. The cars are on the front row and looking to get going. And I think we're in for an epic battle here. Joining me in commentary will be Larry van der Westhuizen. And as they head down towards turn 1, lights go out. It is Ferrari versus Lamborghini. We haven't said that in South African motorsport for a long time.
Qualifying was exciting. Jackie Scheckter got to pole position on the final lap of qualifying and has capitalised with a great start here in race 1.
Little issues though for Davy Joubert. He got to come through the field as we look back at Sav Gutteri on the tailpiece of Charles Arangis trying to go around the outside. Whew, that's a strong BMW taking on a Lamborghini GT3 and looking for an opportunity early on. Speaking of opportunities early on, there comes Joubert. Has a look on the inside of Jonathan Vittori. Doesn't quite make it stick, but is certainly going to be in the hunt and wanting to get a little bit further up than where he is right now. That's the second of the Lamborghinis, Cristo Lotta, a bit further back there. Very similar machinery, slight differences only being in the wing and the downforce capabilities of this car that we're on board with and the one that sits in second place right now.
Well, good to see, and this is what the crowd have come to watch as well, just how quick these cars do get around here, circulating very close to the minute barrier, and that BMW is so quick around here, running with some of the very fastest cars in the country.
Yeah, it's great to see this at front, and remember, as I said, there is still one more to come. By the time we get down to East London, Willem van der Westhuizen will be back in a similar 430 GT3 that Jackie Schecter's in, and we'll have 2 of those Ferraris, 2 Lamborghinis, the current 430, this one of Nicky Dix. It just gets bigger and better every time we go racing.
On board with that, Ricky then looking ahead at Des Blum. That BMW looking very, very fast today as he gets away through turn 3. The fastest part of the track, Greg.
Speed and sound sweep, and yes, indeed, Des Blum has done some work with Sav Gutteri and the custom shop BMW boys to get the Hulk up and running, and you'll see also running new livery on the helmet. Well, you can't see it right now, but hopefully a little bit later we'll get a shot of that. He's actually got the Hulk on his helmet now as well to match the car and match its capabilities of smashing through the field.
Oh, we saw a little earlier there, Nicky Dix also starting to make his way through the field. Great dasters in the Extreme Supercars. Oh, we got a problem there. One of the BMWs making his way into the pits.
That's Gianni Giannacaro with the issue on the M3. So looks like a little bit of tweaks that still need to be made on that car. You heard from him. It's got a brand new engine in with the new turbo. So maybe just some tweaks here and there, getting it all sorted out. And once they get it up and running, he'll be at the front end, no doubt.
Well, there we just saw a Ferrari, a BMW and a Lamborghini dancing, and that's what they've come to watch as they went into the next home corner. On board with Henri Bester, the Nuts Racing Porsche, and taking a look back at some of the lower classes in the racing here, and there was great battles all the way through. We had to say, there's the number 11, Jackie Schechter, back up in the front, but moving into traffic now. Could this change things? Charles Range is right there and trying to capitalise.
Yeah, he's going to have to go around Johan Hutting. Andre van der Merwe up there as well, the two Porsches. Here comes a move around the outside from Joubert into a next-con corner. The Lotus has got the capability to drive around the outside, but I don't think there's enough grip out there. Look how he cut back on the inside. Now gets the drive. Oh, it's a mano, and I think Sav might be found wanting by the time they get onto the back straight. That little Lotus has probably got a much bigger turn of pace. And let's have a look and see. Oh, it's going to be close between those two. That I can tell you. There's Christo Lotto's old car in the hands of Johan Hutting now as he heads up to the top of the hill. But this is the man they're all trying to catch. Schechter now with about a second, well, 1.7 second lead over Charles Laurangis.
Great drive from him, easier from the front row of the grid. As we saw there, Darby Joubert, it was a great move, very clever move to make the pass into third place. He's not going to have time to catch Charles Laurangis though, and making their way down towards the checker flag.
Oh, Laurangis running a little bit wide right in the closing stages. Thought he might have backed out. He hasn't backed up. Not if he's doing that. And coming to take the checkered flag for the first time today, Jackie Schechter in the Pablo Clark Liqui Moly Ferrari. Speaking of Ferraris, around the outside, Jonathan du Toit just being forced wide, and that's a little bit dangerous there, but Sav Gutteri sneaks ahead and finds his way up to fourth place, taking the Class A's ahead of Jonathan du Toit, so that was for victory. That's why he was pushing so hard.
So just to confirm then, in Class A+, Jackie Schechter with the win ahead of the Lambo of Charles Laurangis and Darby Joubert in third.
Class B went to Nicky Dix. He was down in 9th place, and then it was all about Class D's Des Blum. Class C eventually being taken by Ricky Giannaccaro. Awesome to see the grid walk and all the people out on the grid too. Let's come and meet and greet and see some of the best machinery in the country. It's time to go racing for race number 2 now, but first, let me take a selfie. No, let's get some aerial material. Nashua back in the house. Not only with the aerobatics display, but also with some parachutists dropping in just before race number 2.
On board with Jackie Schechter, and he had to dictate the pace as they made their way down to the start, and he got it absolutely spot on, Greg, there. He held it till the very last moment and then pulled away, which made it difficult for Charles Laurangis. Oh, and very difficult, Sav Gutteri running wide in Renexcon corner.
Yeah, the Pitbull car unfortunately not getting turn 2 Renexcon corner right at all. Laurangis has got it nicely done in the Lamborghini, but looks into his rearview mirror, and this time he doesn't see the BMW. This time he's seeing the Lotus.
Much better start from Darby Joubert up in third place, and we'll see what he can do from there. He's got two big names to get around up in the front, Charles Laurangis and Jackie Schechter with another cracker start.
Bit of a problem there for Darren Winterboer, the man from Bulawayo, and the Barham's BMW pulling to the side on the back straight, and that will be the end of his race. Speaking of the end, the beginning of this race has only just started between Christo Lotta and Des Blum. Here we go, on board with the Hulk himself, looking for a way past this big fighting bull in front of him.
Well, great onboard shots there of the Lamborghini just up in front of him. Those two have been battling all day so far. It looks like it's going to continue in race 2. As we go back up in the front, we saw a little bit there. Darby Joubert had made the pass for second, couldn't make it stick. That's Lamborghini fighting back into second place.
Not bad for a tractor, got to tell you. That thing can pedal a little bit around here. A bit further back here, nice battles right through the field. And as always, the 55 Porsche of Henri Bester is in the thick of it. Just behind him is Marc du Toit. They're fighting for honours in classes E and D. And it's a Class E car that's actually out ahead. Around the outside, though, comes Lee Jones, looking for a way to sneak past here on the Nuts Racing Porsche. And Bester says, no, none of that, thank you. Not just yet. I've still got the advantage. You're going to have to try and find another way around me. At the front end, though, it's starting to heat up between... Oh! Commentator's curse. My bad, Davi. You got that all wrong on your own sim. Just trying too hard on the brakes up at Sassel.
Well, there we go, and a little bit of drifting action as he tries to come back on track, and he really got that horribly wrong. Turn 5, not really working out for him.
And Christo Lotta is certainly enjoying his new car.
It's a dream. Now, I was off for about a year when, until I got hold of the Lambo. Got hold of it in March in Germany, got it in. First time out with a car at a race. I'm over the moon. I'm ecstatic. Very, very happy.
One of the nicest men in motorsport as well, and it couldn't have happened to a nicer guy, that I can tell you. Problems, though, for another nice guy. Gianni Giannaccaro pulling into pit lane, as is Manny Ribeiro. I wonder what went wrong. What happened, Manny?
I know, everything was running fine. I went into turn 4, oil light came on, and the news lost power from there, so I'm sure we ran bearings.
It's a big, big pity there for the MBS Carriers team. Manny Ribeiro, the top man there, the captain. Unfortunately, with no worries at all and parked on the sideline, they'll have to wait until we get down to East London to resume that battle.
On board with Andre van der Merwe, and this is a battle of Class E. Jan Hutton right in front of him, and also looking for gears. A big problem coming out of turn 2. Looks like he's still hunting, Greg.
Yeah, he's trying to find something. My solution always, just chuck it into half a race. It's the way to go.
Sure.
Dion Duplessis, we haven't mentioned him much today, but he hasn't really been at the front end like he usually is, although he is there now on the return of Davy Jabir as he sneaks up ahead and goes back into third place overall, looking for an opportunity to take third in the Class A+. They had to catch this man though, and no one was able to do it on the day. The Liqui and Pablo Clark Racing Ferrari is going to make it 2 out of 2 with 1 to go in the Extreme Supercars.
Great performance from Jackie Scheckter, but stays ahead of Charles Ranges. That was a Ferrari versus Lambo dice, and Ferrari got the better of him this time.
As they came through thick and fast, Jonathan du Toit, just sneaking ahead, right on the line as a little issue came out with the KTM crossbow. A+ by Scheckter, then Aranges and Davy Jabir. Class A goes to du Toit ahead of Duplessis. Nicky Dix takes the Class Bs ahead of Christo Lotta in the second Lambo.
Des Blum wins out in Class D, beating quite a few of the Class Cs, who was run by Ricky Giannicaro. Andre Vesta wins Class E ahead of Lee Jones.
Double victory on the day so far for Jackie Scheckter. How's it been?
We made some changes to the mechanical part, and it helped the car better for the second race. So I'm happy. But we've got one problem with the traction control. It's not working properly. So we've got another steering wheel to see if that solves the traction control problem.
One final heat to go now for the Extreme Supercars. And there's all still to play for as Davy Jabir looks to maybe spoil the day for Jackie Scheckter. And just spoil it from being 3 out of 3, that is.
You can see the grid has been changed up for race 3. It came from lap times in race 2. Davy Jabir chasing through the field, got the fastest time, and now gets the whole shot in race 3.
And looks to pull away as quickly as he can, but further back there, Ricky Giannicaro leading out in the Class C's. Class D battle continues. E's are in there as well with Jonesy and Bester taking up that little charge for the Class E honours, but it's going to be tough fighting right the way through. Look at Sav trying to make amends for the mistake he made in race number 2, and he certainly has got right back into the mix and onto the tail of Jonathan du Toit.
Craig, what we are seeing is a lot of cement dust on the track. Some oil has been dropped, going to make things very tough in the final race for the Extreme Supercars. As we see Sav Gualtieri going head-to-head with Jonathan du Toit. Jonathan du Toit doesn't hold back at all. He's had some great racing today.
Particularly with Sav. They've been very evenly matched, those two. Du Toit feeling the effects of a little bit of oil on the circuit there as well, as the 430 got out of shape there big time. But speaking of 430s getting out of shape, second place is not where Scheckter wants to be, and he's also falling into the clutches there of Charles Ranges in the Stradale Motorsport Lamborghini.
There you can see a little bit of a different line from Jackie Scheckter. Turned in earlier than he would have normally because of the oil on the outside, and Charles Ranges gets a little closer. He braved the cement dust and looked like it worked for him.
It's great to see these guys in full flight, and the battle's continuing. Familiaris back into the hunt as well. He's had a great day. Ricky Giannicaro loving life and having an absolute ball out here. And as we head up onto the top, you can see he is starting to close in onto the back end and looking for a way to maybe get up one more position higher on the overall podium.
There we go, you can see lots of battles going through Class C, D and E, and that's what it's all about. It's not only about the big cars in the front. Oh, as I say that looks like Dougie Truter. That is blowing a motor there and pulling to the side of the track.
Looks like the Polo is just saying no more, unfortunately, and out as Winterboer went up the inside to try and find a way through and also make up for lost ground out of race number 2. Remember, he parked it in the center island right at the start of race number 2.
Great drive coming on 34. Like we said, he's tried hard all day. Jonathan du Toit, a little bit of a lonely drive at the moment. He's got away from the crossbow, but I'm sure he'll be enjoying that.
He's got away from the crossbow, but still has to try and catch Sav. Dion Duplessis also battling ever so slightly here. You can see the open cockpit looking from the back as we go through speed and sound sweep and trying to just bridge the gap between himself and du Toit. Des Blum, though, could possibly catch onto the back there and spoil it for him too.
Well, we were looking at Davy Jabir circulating there. He's been trying to do that all day, get to the front. He knows he had the pace, but it's been a tough day for him. As we look at the Incredible Hulk, the 205 Des Blum, that car is really looking strong, keeping ahead of, looks like Nicky Dix.
Yeah, Nicky Dix in the Ferrari. There's Vernon Bricknell. Haven't seen much of him today, but he is also out there flying in the Porsche 997. And as you can see, they're starting to get in amongst the back markers now. Now, if Davy Jabir times this to perfection, which he usually does in this little Lotus, he can put 2 or 3 cars between himself and Scheckter, and that's all he needs to do. That'll be enough to get him to the flag first.
Well, Sav Gualtieri, like we said, that BM has been so impressive today as he goes through an Exxon corner and having to control the oversteer out of there. Look at that defensive driving, Des Blum. Nicky Dix looking for a way through. there we can see that the determination gets on the power, and he's trying to stay ahead of that Ferrari.
Now, the custom shop BMW man is really loving this battle. He's not usually right up there with a 430 Ferrari, but Nicky Dix is giving him an option to have a great fun and an awesome time of it. It is checkered flag time, and it is the Liqui Moly Ferrari heading down towards that checkered flag, but not in the first place. Unfortunately, this time out, he was bettered by the Le Gibert Lotus Exige.
Davy Joubert, great drive in the final race. Jackie Scheckter home in second place. He'll be happy with that. 2 wins in a second. So just to confirm, Davy Joubert ahead of Scheckter and Oranges an A+.
Gautieri takes the Class A's, D's goes to Bloom, and Dix takes Class B ahead of Christo Lotta. Class C going to John Acaro once again, beating Vernon Bricknell and Manny Ribeiro, and the Class E's Bester ahead of Andre van der Merwe. Davy Joubert, another great day in the saddle, and what a way to finish.
We started the first race we started off 6th place, and then we had to work on the car and get a little bit better, and then the second race we started 3rd, and the last race we could start from pole and I could keep it there, so I could get away.
Entertainment on the track, not only for the adults but also for the kids, with a little scooter race. And entertainment right around the track, in fact, for all the kids here on Youth Day.